Hey guys, Zob here from OneGlanceTrader.com, and I'm really excited to be sharing with you my trading journal or journey around the RSI MTF EA. Now, for those of you who are followers of my channel, will know about the RSI MTF indicator, and what this is basically building upon that indicator to make it into a fully functional trading system. So this video is the first video of a whole bunch of series I'm hoping in this trading journal, of which it's just to give you an overview of what my trading objectives are, bit more information about how the EA works and what to expect in upcoming videos. So just to let you guys know that this system is currently trading on a demo account. So I will only be trading demo, I won't be trading live, only because I've not really seen of how this EA actually works, live. I've back tested it, which I'll go through the results in future videos, but just for now I want to test it in a live environment but on a demo account. So that's full disclosure, it's not a live account or anything like that, it's just purely on demo. So the objective of this is that it's pretty much 100% automated. Like you guys know, I don't like really getting involved. I don't like emotions coming into play. Plus, I haven't got the time to sit there and wait for the signals to come and then put the trades on. However, even though from a backtesting perspective it's fully 100% automated because I can't influence the backtesting in MT4 and the strategy tester, there is a 1% discretionary element on this system. So like I said before, this system is live. It's been running now for just over a week. I have got involved in it, and I'll go through why I've got involved, and in the future when I'm showing you the account live as we go through the coming days, weeks, months and years, hopefully, I can show you when I get involved, how I get involved, and what the plan is there. So again, fully automated, and the aim is to make 0.1% gain of my balance per trade. And again, I'll talk about that later on. At the moment, looking at the back testing compound on the currency pairs I've tested it on is around 10-15%, of which I'm expecting a monthly gain of 3 to 5%. Now, the only difference here is that when I was doing the strategy tester, I was just doing one currency pair. Now, I'm actually running multiple currency pairs at the same time on the same account size. So interesting to see how that's going to plan out as the days and the weeks develop. So again, I'm running it on 5-minute charts because I wanted to get enough trades or enough signals to be created, so more trades can be created. Like I said, it's running 24/7 at the moment. I've hosted it on a VPS, whereas before in my old trading journal, I was running it on a computer that I had in my house, and I'll be honest, the fan kept making too much noise, to be honest, and it just didn't seem like the right thing to be doing. So I'll walk you guys through the VPS I've gone through, and again, I'm not an expert in VPSs. I just kind of Googled the cheapest one, really, just to kind of retest this logic out. Like I said, at the moment it's running on everything. With Brexit looming and other big news events that normally come out scheduled on a monthly basis, I might decide in the future to turn the EA off during those times, because again, this is a mean reversion EA, which I'll go on to inside the next slide. And like I said, it can get into some big trouble. Like I mentioned before, it's on a demo account, so all this stuff here is all not live money. It's not my own money. It's just a demo account, just to really see how the system tests live, see how my emotions get in check live, and from a discretionary perspective, can I discretionary trade on a demo account to kind of get myself out of trouble. Really, that's the main reason why I'll need to get involved. So what is the system? So again, like I said before, for those of you who know the RSI MTF indicator, you guys will be well averse in terms of how this looks and these arrows and stuff. But at a very high level, it's a mean reversion system which looks to give you a high probability chance of taking some profit on either a pullback or on a trend reversal. So if I can, okay, hopefully you guys can see my mouse on here, otherwise this ain't gonna work out properly. But effectively what it does, it opens buy and sell trades when the RSI is overbought or oversold on multiple time frames. So for example, if you're running on a 5 minute chart, um, and then the RSI is oversold, i.e., so below 30, which is the normal kind of indicator settings for the RSI on the 5 minute, the 10 minute, and the 15 minute. It will show you kind of an up arrow on the chart you're on at the moment, that the RSI is overbought on, or oversold rather, in this example, on three time frames. So in the system I've run in terms of my back testing, to kind of A, get enough trades, and B, to get enough trades that kind of sort themselves out over time and do become profitable. My EA settings is where they are overbought, oversold on the 5 minute and the 15 minute. So I only look at two time frames on here. So in this example here, in this buy trade, you can see here that all these arrows are saying is that the 5 minute and the 15 minute are all oversold. So what it does, it waits for that situation then to come to an end, and what it does, it looks for the first bar where the first bar is no longer oversold on the time frames you've selected. So in my scenario, that it must be that in this, because quite a small uplift bar, that the 5 minute now is now no longer in oversold territory. So therefore, it will take a buy trade at the close of that bar, over there. And then in this example, it does go down a bit, but eventually does go inside your favor. So that's kind of when the EA takes a buy trade. From a sell perspective, again, it's just where that in my example, the 5 minute and the 15 minute are both overbought at the same time. So in this bar over here, the 5 minute and the 15 minute were in overbought territory, and then the next bar, because we don't have a signal, either one or both of those time frames were no longer overbought, and then it will open a trade at the close of that bar there, and then hopefully looking to either reverse or pull back. And in this case, it has reversed, and reversed quite a bit, and therefore that would have been a nice trade. And again, I'll just show an example of where it can get into trouble and where I've had to get involved from a discretionary perspective. So that's kind of a brief overview in terms of how it works. And as time goes on, when we look at these trades, you'll come and learn and realize where it does work really well, where it does work most of the time, or where it can get you into a bit of trouble. So the EA is fully customizable, so you can set your RSI overbought oversold level. So the traditional is 70-30, and again, in my settings, I've put those a bit deeper. So mine are 25 and 75. And again, I'll go into this inside probably in the next video when I show you guys deeper into the actual EA settings. So again, you can set the number of time frames that are aligned. So you could do the 5, 15, 30, 1 hour if you really wanted to. Again, the more time frames you include, probably the more reliable the signals are, but the less signals you'll actually get in terms of the number of trades. So I've selected the 5 minute and the 15 minute. And again, you can set your profit target and percentage gain. I'll go on to that in the next slide to kind of give you an example of what that means. And again, you can also have multiple trades open at the same time on the same currency pair, which again, I'll go into shortly as well. Now, for those of you who have been following my stuff, I'm not a fan of a stop loss. Just for me, in my head, in my own kind of view and mentality, I don't like having a stop loss, only because it's a trade can go in your favor, but then it goes against you but a little bit first, and then eventually it goes inside your favor. And sometimes it just completely goes against you completely. But I'm feeling now, as time goes on, as I've traded more, this is where my discretionary piece comes in. And I'll show you a couple of examples in future videos where I've had to get involved in the first week of live trading, of how I can kind of get myself out of trouble. And I put out of trouble inside air quotes on there. So again, this is not trading with a stop loss. The EA doesn't have a stop loss built in from what I can remember. And and it works on either it's sorting yourself out, you blow your account, or you do something manually or discretionary to kind of fix it. So again, we'll go on to that in future videos. So calculating calculating the actual lot size that you're going to be trading. So this is going back to setting your percentage gain. So there's a few questions that you have to answer or when you're trading the system, and then you plug these answers into the EA. So the first thing is, what is your trading balance? So in this example, let's call it £1,000, and £1,000 is the demo account, what it's trading on at the moment. So all these answers here are what I'm currently trading. And again, I've tried different things, but from a backtesting perspective, this kind of worked kind of the best, from what I found. So the next question is once you've worked out how much you want to trade with, is how much do you want to gain per trade? So for example, I've put 0.1%. So I want to make 0.1% gain per trade of my account balance. So as my account balance grows, 0.1% will be a bigger number of £1,000 than if it was £2,000, etc. So again, in my previous EA, it was just all done by the number of pips that you wanted, and then you set a lot size. Whereas this one is, it calculates your lot size based on a percentage of how much you want to gain. So again, I've tested this on 2% gain per trade, and you get some nice results, but again, it increases your risk by a lot. So I felt that 0.1%, you could probably do 0.2% or 0.15%. When I look to release this EA, you guys can have fun with it, and then you guys can probably tell me what better settings to be having. And then the next piece and the last piece of the puzzle is over how many pips you want to make your gain. Do you want to make that 0.1% of 5 pips, 10 pips, 100 pips, etc., etc. Now this is where kind of really not having a stop loss really makes it work. So the less number of percentage, the less percentage gain, and the bigger pip size gives you more in your account to protect you for when trades go against you. So that might have not made any sense to you, but it will make sense as videos goes on. So hopefully, you're understanding this, and you kind of get what I'm going on. And hopefully, this example that I'm just about to show in terms of putting actual numbers to this will start to make sense. So in the lot size calculation, so I'm looking to make 0.1% gain per trade of my account balance. So in this example, if my balance was £1,000, I wanted to make 0.1% gain. Therefore, the amount I'm going to gain if this trade goes in my favor and closes out, I'll make £1. Now, my next question is over how many pips do I want to make that £1? And again, I'm quite in and out kind of scalping kind of mentality, so I don't really want trades to be open for such a long time and try to get like 100 pips and things like that. So what I've decided to do is saying I only want to make 5 pips. So if I want to make £1 or 0.1% gain, which is £1 in this example, and I want to make it over 5 pips plus spread, therefore it calculates it that I need to do a lot size of 0.02, so two micro lots, which is 20p a point. So the EA works all that out for you. You don't need to get involved in it. All you need to know is how much you're trading with, how much you want to make per trade, and over how many pips you want to make it in. They're the 3 things you need to answer. And again, you could do, I want to make 10% across 1 pip. You'll have a massive lot size on there, but the more chance you'll probably make 1 pip gain a lot of times. So therefore, you can grow your account quite considerably, but your risk is going to be outrageous. So I've tried to get a good balance of trying to get a good percentage return while not blowing my account. So when it does go against me, there's enough pips in there to kind of protect me for while I either wait it out or try sort it out myself. So yeah, I hope that makes sense. And again, I wouldn't worry too much about this at the moment. That I guess from your perspective is, sorry, is that I'm looking to make 0.1% gain per trade, and just trying to get enough trades for that to compound into I'm into some sizable results. So like I said before, in the back testing video, the pairs I've tested it against make around a compounded 15% return over 2018, and that's the kind of length I did my back testing on. So so that's that piece. And the next thing is about allowing multiple trades. Now, you don't have to select this option. I've selected it. And what this is a screenshot of the demo account of one of the trades it took. Can't remember the currency pair last week. And I thought it was a good example to kind of show you or illustrating how the multiple trades function works. So you can see here that it provided an up signal, and therefore the next bar closed without the signal, so therefore that's the signal that is the potential reversal or pullback is on, so therefore it opens the trade over here. Now the reason why the trade opens here and not here is spread, because this is a 5-minute chart. So I think the spread filter I have is maximum of 2 pips, so between here and here is somewhere between 0 and 2 pips. And as you can see, it didn't even barely get me into profit at all. So the aim was to make 5 pips. It didn't even I don't even think, even like I said, didn't even go into profit. It completely went against me. And then what happened is that the 5-minute and 15-minute both went oversold again. So on this period, so 5, 10, 15, 20, almost about an hour. Well, I'll say an hour. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, about 50 minutes or so that both time frames were still overbought. And then this bar here was the first bar where I'm guessing the 5-minute beat was not overbought anymore, or oversold, sorry, oversold anymore, and therefore it opens another trade. So this trade again is just going against me, is in negative, and then it opens the second trade. So now what it does is now the EA now will manage both of these trades and close out both trades, all 3 trades, 5 trades, depending on how many it's opened, if this continued to drop against me, until 0.1% gain or whatever you selected has been achieved. So if there was just one trade here, 0.1% could have been over here somewhere. So let's just assume 5 pips was here. But what it does is it opens the trade again at the same lot size as the first trade, and then at this point here, there was 0.1% gain against both these trades, and then it closed out a 0.1% gain profit. So I hope that example made sense. And again, when we go into the live system and we start looking at trades I've done previously, this will all start to make sense to you guys. So yeah, so that is the example of the multiple trades feature and having that enabled, because I think is I can't remember how this graph looked out here, because if I only had one trade open, I'm still in a loss at this point, and then I don't know what happened over here, if this continued or went down. If this went down again, it would never have even reached the beginning of trade 1 to make my 0.1%, so therefore I would have been still probably been in a lot of trouble here. But the fact is on trade 2, did make more than 5 pips. So it had to make more than 5 pips. I don't know what this distance was or how many pips this is, but it had to make more than 5 pips to recover the loss of trade 1. So, and that's why I like it, because when the trend is really strong like this is a strong trend down, is that you're going to get times here where this pullback isn't enough, or this is not, it's not the reversal. This looks like this was the bottom of the reversal, and this is where we really needed to get in and trying to get rid of this false signal effectively. And I think as time goes on, and again, when and if this EA gets out there to the OGT community, I think we can look to add additional filters to make this one not appear. And it may be to say that as simple as it has to have a minimum of two arrows, as an example. I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud here. If it's just one arrow, then it doesn't take this trade, because it might just be not good enough. But I don't know. But I guess you guys know where I'm coming at with this, and yeah, and that's an example of where multiple trade feature can be used. So what to expect in this trading journal. So again, in the upcoming videos, I'll go into the EA settings so you can actually see inside the box of what the settings are, what I've put in there. And again, it's It's fully customizable, and like I said, I am hoping to release this uh, to you guys, so you guys can also kind of have a play and have a little look and see where we can together make this a quite successful EA. I'll also do a video around the VPS piece because again I was learning around it, checked out a few videos and things like that, and I'll talk about who I use. And again, I've had no problems with the provider I use at the moment. Again, I've only been using them for like 2 weeks, so it's still quite new. And touch wood, it's working pretty well. I'll then go also talk you guys through the backtesting results and why I've picked the currency pairs that I picked, and show you what those kind of results look like. So to kind of really back up, actually this EA probably has a little bit of legs on there, and can withstand some news events or what have you. Discretionary trading. So again, I've now built inside my head in terms of how I want to trade my way out of trouble. And like I said, when I mean discretionary, it really is is the EA's not working. I've got trades going against me here. What can I do to get me out of this mess without waiting or not doing anything? And there's two examples that I did on the first week to get me out of trouble. And to be fair, they both would have got out of trouble if I didn't do anything, but I felt like I needed to do anything, and I'm learning as I go along in terms of when to or when not to get involved inside inside the EA in terms of the trading. And like I say, live trading, I kind of really want to do as many updates as I can, showing the account, showing the growth in the account, all the decline in the account, the drawdown, everything, the good and the bad. So you guys have got a view on how this is, but hopefully that the account will grow as time develops. And like I said, I really want to make this available. And as you guys know, I'm not all about this, selling stuff. If this EA makes like 6% in the first 3 months or something silly like that, say it's slap on £100, $100 price tag on it. That's not what this is all about. It's all about, learning and trying to make you guys as profitable as possible. And trying to make things, 100% free and transparent. But as you guys know, all of this stuff comes with risk. And if I do release this, my strong suggestion would be is to do your own testing, demo account, and if you were to put this on live, really, really small, kind of percentage gains like 0.1% or 0.01% just at the beginning, just so you're familiar with this system, and I'll try to help you along the way as best as I can. So, I really hope you enjoyed this video. I'm really excited about this journey, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video.